Can join Kel. Good evening, welcome back to Matchday Live. It's full time at the Etihad Stadium. Tonight's opponents were Young Boys in the Champions League, and it is finished Manchester City 3, Young Boys 0. Qualification secured, not quite top of the group yet. Alistair Mann commentary said all but needed is a draw against RB Leipzig to secure that top spot. But we have qualified and we have made it 100 European wins. Before we get to the game, Paul, 100 wins in Europe. Just how good of an achievement is that?
It's a fantastic achievement, especially when you think where the club were. You know, I think most City fans would have thought they'd be thankful if you get 10. You know, and that's not being disrespectful or trying to be funny about it. But to get 100 wins in the form that they're on, as defending champions as well, you know, that's 4 out of 4 now. Already qualified, they want to top the league. Going into the next round, and then Pep can rest a few players, but you know, it's a phenomenal achievement to get 100 wins.
Second quickest English club to get 100 wins in Europe. We also carry on that brilliant record as well, where we've not lost a home game this calendar year. Overall, though, great performance. Didn't feel Young Boys brought much to the table. What was your assessment of the game as a whole, Esme?
Exactly that, really. They didn't offer too much of a threat, besides maybe a little chance at the end where I thought my prediction might come in.
So close.
3-1, I was like, heading it.
She was heading the ball in to try and get it.
I know, I should never wish the other team to score against us, but yeah, just so comfortable. I loved Haaland's goal. I think he made it look so much easier than it actually was. You know, he's dribbling parallel to the edge of the box, going away from goal, and he manages to generate so much power to take it into the far top corner. So yeah, lovely goal, and as I say, just really comfortable second half. Lots of people getting minutes who don't always get too many. Calvin Phillips, Oscar Bob getting another chance, so that was good to see too. Yeah,
we saw a few players come onto the pitch, Steve. Really nice to see those players mentioned, but I guess really important as well for them to get the rhythm, but also then for some players to be rested, given Chelsea at the weekend. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the manager's got to manage that. It's a difficult job when you've got that many top-class players. But, you know, the manager will be pleased because it's all the boxes ticked, as you've said, and we've commented on the fact that there's 100 wins. They've scored goals, they've won the game, and they've kept a clean sheet. Yeah. And I think, yes, it was made a little bit easier when the lad gets sent off, stupidly, in my opinion. I just don't understand it. I think I was a little bit worried, and I think we all were really at that particular time, is because, you know, if they start to lose their heads, then they're going to start making, you know, naughty challenges, and you don't want anybody to get injured. So everything's been ticked. It looks as though everybody's going to be fit. So the manager's got pretty much everybody to pick from that he normally has. Yes. Given obviously the injuries that we know about. So yeah, it's a job well done. Clean sheets haven't, you know, been in the plentiful, I don't think, across the whole season, even in the Premier League. So I guess just getting that one there hopefully will spur on a few more, because we know how important it is for the team, but also, you know, for defenders and Edison. We saw how annoyed he was to concede that goal at the weekend. So hopefully something we can build on to try and get a few more of them, because we haven't found them easy to come by. No, and I think, you know, as a defender and as a goalkeeper, yes, you can win games, but it's always, you're happy to come off a pitch and win the game. But if you've conceded and it's a sloppy goal, you're kind of annoyed. Yeah. That takes the sort of the shine off it, if you want. Goalkeepers always want to keep clean sheets, as defenders do, and I'm sure the manager does. But it's a team effort. I mean, obviously everybody gets praise with a goal scored and stuff like that, but you do want to stop the goals at the other end. And I think today, obviously, that could be the first of hopefully many. A few more. So key moments in the second half. I know you touched upon the goal, but the sending off, it was a second yellow for the player that had already been boxed. And silly challenge, really. If it was your teammate, and I'm sure the manager as well, you'd be a little bit annoyed that you've done that so early on in the second half as well, Esme.
Yeah, it was daft. Like, it wasn't as if City had a promising attack and it was a tactical foul where he's like, do you know what, I've just got to take one for the team. It wasn't really in a decisive moment of the game. So, yeah, really rash and very ill-disciplined, it seems, given that he got another red card at the weekend. So I can't imagine his coaching staff or teammates are going to be too impressed at all.
We spoke about half-time, how he's probably lucky to stay on the pitch, because he gave away the penalty just after being booked in the first half, and as Esme said, after being sent off at the weekend, I mean, what's he thinking?
Yeah, it's not good.
Christmas is coming up, I suppose, so he might be looking at that.
Yeah,
and it's a bit early for the Christmas.
I won't name names, but I played with a player that missed 6 Christmases in a row.
And I played with a player who did exactly the same as well.
Really?
3 yellow cards.
No way, that's
Strategic.
crackers.
Telling you, they used to plan it. So
Well played.
They didn't have to play Boxing Day.
Crackers. Didn't realise that.
I meant that.
Then came the goal. I mean, Esme mentioned it there at the start of the show there, Paul, but unbelievable finish, but also just how difficult is it to do what he did there? It was quite some strike.
It defies logic, the way when he's picked up the ball. I know Ali and Andy said in commentary that they thought he was going to whip it first time, and he's got it, but he's running parallel to the goal. And as he takes his touch, the defender dives in a little bit, but his next touch is still running parallel to it, and then to not just to be able to whip it into the far corner, but the power he gets on it as well. The technique's ridiculous, but to get the power with that as well, and the keeper's got absolutely no chance, but that's what he's capable of, all types of goals. People say he's a 6-yarder, he's a box goal scorer. He scores all types of goals.
Yeah.
And he takes everybody. He takes defenders by surprise, takes the goalkeepers by surprise, but what a finish.
What you're looking at is, a goalkeeper probably is thinking, and the best option for him would have been the near post, whip it outside the post for it to come in and kind of top corner. So I don't think the goalkeeper was expecting that. But even to get it across the goalkeeper, and as being mentioned about the power of it, that's the thing which does the goalkeeper, and it's a great finish.
We saw, Esme, there was a change at the start of the second half. Nathan Ake was coming on. We thought initially maybe for Diaz, but it wasn't. It was for John Stones. We haven't heard anything yet, but we're just hoping it might be precautionary because he has been so key to us. We spoke about at the start of the show as well. But yeah, we just fingers crossed he's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. He's not long back from injury, so it'll all be about sort of managing load, and we've got such an important game in the Premier League coming up at the weekend against Chelsea, so it's as we said, when the game's looking comfortable, we're looking to see out a victory. There's no point taking unnecessary risks with players' fitness, so let's hope it is just taking care of him.
Definitely. Nunes and Kovacic were starting in the middle. We spoke about before. What did you make of Nunes' full 90 minutes? It was great to see him get that.
Yeah, I thought he did well. He just seems to have fitted in there quite seamlessly. Kovacic, I think you know what you're going to get with him. He's a quality player. I mean, I was surprised that Man City got him, if I'm being brutally honest. But yeah, the performance of Nunes, just very confident, very composed, knows what he's doing. He likes to run with the ball. I think he's unfortunate right at the end as well. Just a couple that just didn't fall right for him. He could have maybe he's getting a goal or an assist, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the manager will be delighted with his performance, as will he.
Absolutely. Let's then start looking ahead because as well that's qualification secured. Let's begin with you, Esme. So Continental Cup tomorrow against Liverpool. We will be able to be bringing you that as well, so make sure you do tune in. 7 p.m. First of all, what's the mood around the group and how are you feeling ahead of tomorrow?
It's good. We're looking forward to it. I think against Liverpool, it's always quite a tough game. They play really man-to-man out of possession, so it's different to what you face playing against a lot of other teams, and it'll be a really good challenge. They beat us in the league towards the end of last season, so kind of want to get some revenge for that because it probably put a stop to our title charge a little bit, that result. So it's really important in the Conti Cup to win every single game because only the top team from each group goes through, and we're in a really tough group, lots of other WSL teams, so it's a really important game tomorrow.
Of course, I know we said you were so unlucky at the weekend, not the result that any City fans wanted or you guys. I thought as well, you kind of probably deserved more from the game. But I guess a great chance for you now to bounce back, and I guess will you use that as a bit of an incentive as well to go, all right, we lost that, we're not losing this one?
Yeah, that's it. I think although it was frustrating, it's not a game that will have knocked our confidence or belief in how we play at all because we very much felt we were the better team and we deserved to win. So it's just a case of doing the same, keep getting ourselves in good positions and creating chances, but hopefully being a bit more ruthless and clinical in finishing them off.
Paul, we were talking right before the game, just kind of it feels there's something very special simmering with this team at the moment, and we're still not seeing the best of them, but they've got a great chance to go and get the result tomorrow.
Yeah, they have. The performances have been fantastic, haven't they? And I think maybe no disrespect to last season, the season before, I think the squad depth you've got this season is really good. You look at the players that are on the bench, players that are coming on. Every single one of them could start really, couldn't they? And that goes from the goalkeeper all the way through. So great atmosphere around the place, but playing really good football. And I'll go back to Sunday as well. Some of the football he's played were fantastic, and it must have been so frustrating. But I know for Gareth and the girls, the heart, the confidence they can take from the actual performance and the way he's played, I'm sure that the defeat won't affect him, but I'm sure he'll be determined. I know he'll be determined through speaking Esme off to go and kick on again. I mean,
Gareth as well, he's doing so brilliantly, and again, credit to him for what he's building. Obviously, he's an ex-teammate as well.
Yeah.
Must be buzzing to see.
Yeah, it is. It's great to see. And obviously, he's got the GOAT alongside him. Alan Mann as well, who's a great guy. 3 guys I know really well, so really pleased for him. Really good coaching staff, fantastic squad, so they can really make a big push for it this year, and I know that's got to be the aim.
Can I just, what is the GOAT like around the squad and to have as a coach? I love that man. He knows that anyway. But no, he's been with you for a bit now. How is he settled in?
Yeah, we all love him too. He's such a character. Like, he just brings so much life. The other day we had a new member of staff come in, and he just wrote in the group chat, "Hi Jess, I've heard you might be a bit like me, so you must be awesome." Like we're just trying to welcome this new member, and he's there just cracking jokes. But yeah, he's a great character to have around, and he's been working closely mostly with the forward line, just around the positions they can take up and different movements to get on the ball higher up the pitch. And obviously Bruyne had a really successful season last year, so he's trying to help her build on that. And yeah, he's a great character to have around, and I think Gaz really values his input too.
Yeah. I think just on him, people talk about his character, and he's so enthusiastic, always smiling, funny, cracking jokes. He's a really good coach, Adam and at Doncaster used to come in once a week on a Thursday and take the strikers from me, and what they learned in the short space of time he was there was invaluable for them, and it was great for me because it's the managers. You can say it so many times and players switch off if they're hearing the same things from the same person, but he came in, was a breath of fresh air, enthusiastic, but his coaching us and his movement in and around the box was unbelievable.
Lovely stuff. Well, listen, we're with you tomorrow. We're wishing you all the luck as well. And of course, as I say as well, you can watch that on City Plus, 7 p.m. kickoff. You'll be able to watch that full game. Cannot wait for that. Liverpool, the opponents in the Conti Cup. Now to Manchester City's men's team. They go on this weekend in the Premier League as we take on Chelsea. Pep versus Poch. Steve, what are your thoughts of this game?
I think Chelsea themselves will be buoyed by the result that they got against Tottenham. I mean, I haven't said that. Tottenham got 2 men sent off, and I think there's still a lot of work for Pochettino to do, in my opinion. But obviously, as I said, they'll be pleased with the win. Again, for me, I just think Man City really have to have an off day, and the team that they're playing have to be excellent to turn them over. We all know in the Premier League, any team can beat any team at any given time, but I'd still fancy City to beat them. Yeah. Obviously, they'll be pleased with the result today. They'll be pleased that they've getting through that. There was only a few that played the full 90 minutes, so they should be looking forward to it and pretty fresh.
How are you feeling about the game? Are you nervous? Obviously, it's Stamford Bridge. It's not a Chelsea of old, and I don't say that disrespectfully. It's a very kind of new look Chelsea that's obviously will benefit from a long-term building project. I mean, we know about that. They are in their infancy, but yeah, how are you feeling about the game, Esme?
Pretty good. I mean, without cursing anything, I feel like over recent years there's some good results there and good performances that sort of stick in the memory, although De Bruyne, I feel, has been the catalyst for a fair few of those. But yeah, as you say, they're still kind of learning to gel with the new squad. They've had so much turnover after over the last few years, and it's just been crazy for them, not really been able to get settled with a consistent squad and even coach. So yeah, I think that's something that a full strength City in full flow can absolutely take advantage of.
What's going to be key for us to win that game, Paul?
I think
and what should we be wary of?
As we always do, and I know they won last night, and they'll be buoyed a little bit by that. But I watched the highlights, and I've watched Chelsea quite a bit this season. They're not, and I don't want to, as you say, tempt any fate. They're not. They've got a long way to go before they can get anywhere near touching the top four. Never mind the levels between us and them. Even last night, and Tottenham, before they imploded with the sending off, Tottenham were all over them. Started fast, Chelsea didn't. There was spaces, gaps all over the pitch. There was no organisation. Even it went down to 10 men, even it went down to 9 men. Tottenham could have equalised. And they are a new team and they're a work in progress. You know, Poch says that himself, but I just look at the spaces and the gaps they leave. There's no real distances between the back, whether it's a 3 or a 4, to the middle, to the front, and across the pitch as well. And the way we play, picking up pockets, playing between the lines, driving between the lines, I think it could be a comfortable win, and that's not something you see very often going to Chelsea.
No, absolutely not. Also, I agree. There was some spaces in that pitch spread. It was 11v11. I thought if you give City that space, you're asking for trouble. Cole Palmer, of course, now at Chelsea, scored a few goals, a few penalties. How do you think he'll be feeling? Obviously, we'll probably have to be wary of the threat from him because the team will know his quality, Esme.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be desperate to score against his former team. Not that he left City on any bad terms. I think it was just a case of wanting more football. But in that sense, I think he'll want to show what he could have done given the opportunity at City. And I think it's admirable almost clearly the impact he's had going into Chelsea, given that he's such a young player being given penalty duties over experienced senior internationals. So he's been doing a really good job there, and as I say, he'll be desperate to sort of carry that form and show City what they're missing.
Absolutely. Getting that win, Steve, as well, obviously, as we know, not too further down the line, I think in 3 games' time, then Tottenham Hotspur, who were top of the table, City are now top of the Premier League. But important, I guess, to keep this momentum going. It definitely feels kind of from the Brighton game, then the derby, and then obviously Bournemouth. We want to try and stay in this flow, so we're best placed to try and beat, obviously, the nearest rivals at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham have started very well.
Brilliant.
I think, Postecoglou has been a breath of fresh air going in there. I think, you just listen to the Spurs fans when I'm coming down listening to the radio. They were delighted with the team, even with yesterday, because the team was having a go. It's just a different brand of football, how the manager wants them to play. But when they play them, because of the expansive football from both teams, it could be a fantastic game to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. What a show we've had. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Esme, and thank you to Steve. And as always, thank you to you for watching. So don't forget City Plus to watch Esme and the girls in action tomorrow against Liverpool. Then we'll be back at the weekend. It is a Sunday afternoon kickoff. We take off Chelsea in the Premier League. Manchester City have made it 100 wins in Europe. Second fastest team to do that with a 3-0 win over Young Boys. Qualification secured. And now we move on to the Premier League. Have a lovely evening, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you at the weekend. Good night.
Been a lot of talk as well, obviously, about the Chelsea game. What was that like to play in as well? Because, I mean, it had everything, didn't it, that game?
Yeah, it was crazy, actually. That's the weirdest game I've ever played, with all the decisions.
Taylor trying to hold them up. The referee says that's no foul. Taylor keeps on going and scores! 2 goals! Here is Fowler. Now Kelly. The crowd urging her to shoot, and she does! It's another brilliant goal from Chloe Kelly.